After touring a ton for Meteora, we went back into the studio and tried to figure out what we wanted to do creatively for our third record. We wrote upwards of 100 or 125 different demos. And in the middle of that, we had this opportunity to play a festival in Japan. We didn't want to cancel, but we were nowhere near finished with the record.
This is the pre-seeds folder. These are the rough song ideas that still need musical work, which at this point probably won't be happening. But some of the greatest merit to these songs are their titles. Some of my favorites include Electric Uvula, Chunky Monkey, one of my favorites, Resident Turd Face, and one of the most witty titles that Chester came up with, Clever Name.
I didn't think that I had a debt to pay till the game to take all I had left away.
In the midst of these 125 demos, I had written this riff. At that point, I had just learned the history of the QWERTY keyboard and that it gets its name from the first 6 letters across the top of the keyboard, and QWERTY became the working title of the song.
This is the only way to travel. It's like a helmet.
City everywhere.
Hey, you want to explain that we're in Tokyo?
No.
Come on.
Do you? Have Joe do it. Hey Joe, explain that we're in Tokyo. F*** you. When it came time to go play in Japan, we kind of thought we probably should try to play something new. So we worked up the track for QWERTY.
Phoenix basically brought in this riff and finished with our rehearsals in LA. We still weren't finished with the song. And so when we were flying on the plane from LA to Japan, Chester and I were like writing lyrics on the plane still. And we had a show in 2 days.
I don't know what you thought I might say. Seems like we never were taught the right way.
We tore off the back of the menu, the seat back. I was scribbling all these ideas on it, and I remember taking that over to Chester. He wrote down some ideas and passed it back to me.
These are the secret rudiments behind Linkin Park. Don't show this to anybody.
Touch your toes! One interesting thing to note about this sound check is, in addition to getting sounds and making sure our monitors are all dialed in, we're actually going to be learning this song called QWERTY, which we wrote about a week ago. So it's going to be interesting to see how and if it comes together. Parts. There's the chorus part, 5, 8, 1, and then there's the pre-chorus part, 8, 7, 10, which is also the bridge part.
We took on the ambitious challenge of playing a brand new song, which 1 week prior to the concert wasn't even written. Somehow through putting together a song in the studio after practice and writing lyrics and memorizing them on the plane, we are now here playing the song.
Broken down, a victim of your pride. Fire so out of control, every memory of confession poured out of your soul, and like that.
Japanese crowds for us have always been loud and energetic, and they delivered on that song. Such a fun feeling to fly by the seat of our pants with this new song and play it.
Wrapped up inside your eyes.
Stand by, we're about to be in the huddle.
We've only played the song 3 times, and the fans already have the wrong lyrics up for it. Good job, guys.
LPU! Woo!
Intro.
House lights, house lights, house lights.
Yeah. Then when we came back home and got back in the studio and our writing continued to evolve and change, we didn't ever really get QWERTY to a point where we just loved it for the album. So it kind of always sat in this space where we didn't really know what to do with it. And it became a little bit of a hidden gem for the fans. We released a version of it to the fan club. Up until this point, we've never had a chance to release it for streaming services or more official release. Here it is, a song that fans have been asking about or asking us why we don't ever release it for maybe almost 20 years. It's QWERTY, finally get a chance to put it on Papercuts.
You like that? We're working on some more for you.
Only in Japan.
Could you do me a favor in the production office?
See, that was kind of a generic phrase. You can edit it anywhere you want. Like, you could cut from something else and then have me saying Only in Japan. Dude,
Say your thing.
you just spit all over me.
Only in
That was-
Japan.
Horrible. You spit, I think, on my nose and then on my shorts. Only in Japan.